Hey, so I've been wanting to do an iPhone challenge for a while now, but I've just never had the time or even the willpower to do it. However, I feel as if I'm gotten more stupid from using the Shiva for as long as I did, and now I'm dumb enough to try it out. Unfortunately, this challenge was far from easy, and I have about 40 hours or 45 hours of worth of footage of me attempting it. And I didn't want to do what Russian did with the Mob with the Dead's Golden Spork, since I have no clue how to kill it, and I wanted to try it right away without attempting to learn. And I did get the idea from watching Russian's video, so watch his first and then probably don't come back because you realize how bad I am at this YouTube thing. But if you do decide to stay, please enjoy and like and subscribe. I've figured out that you have to say it at the start of the YouTube video, else nothing happens. Also, I wanted to show you how much time I put into this, so I'll show you some of my failures and some of my rage quits. Keep in mind, each of these attempts are about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. I have way more, but I can't be bothered to comb through my footage and my files to find them. It's just far too much effort, but I think it proves the point. After all these failures, I decided to move over to Ascension because I felt like it would help my look out. So I got the sickle on about round 5, and it was quite strong until about round 10 where it became a 2-knife kill. However, this challenge didn't really get challenging until about round 16. Up until then, it was pretty chill and I didn't really feel much resistance. Unfortunately, as round 20 rolled around, I was unable to kill fast enough and I needed to hoard them up. At this point, the zombies were a 3-knife kill, but that doesn't sound too bad until you realise on round 20, there are 60 zombies and 60 times 3 is 180 presses of the knife trigger, which for one round out of the bunch is exhausting and does not make for a fun time. At this point, rounds were becoming very long and were lasting about 12 minutes a round, so while I've got some footage of me on round 26, I wanted to talk about a few things that were on my mind. I just wanted to say that I'm worried for the future of COD Zombies, not because of lack of content, even though that doesn't help. I mean with the state where YouTube is at, where adult games are getting demonetized or age restricted or even both, and I fear that Call of Duty will fall into this category. Plus, the hammer on swearing is getting worse and worse as time goes on, but I do believe this is a good time, despite that, for you to join the COD zombie scene, because some of the YouTubers that make Easter egg guides and all the big ones are starting to leave the scene, and there's an audience for people trying new stuff in zombies. So now is the best time to join the community, and I do believe you should join since we need people trying new stuff like Tim Hansen did or with friends are currently doing. Other than that, I wanted to say that I'm trying to beat Russians round 100 with no kills, and I'm trying that in the background of all these other challenges that I'm making. I've gotten to about round 56 and I'm hitting a wall there. I've gotten about 70 attempts under my belt, and each of them being about an hour or a couple hours each. But I'm going to beat him since I'm quite obviously the better zombies player and I'm the greatest one in the whole world. And by now you've probably wondered why I haven't mentioned the Space Monkey rounds, and it's because up until about round 30 they haven't been an issue. Up until this point they went down in 1 or 2 knives, but then out of nowhere they become tanks, taking about 7 to 8 knives. This is something I've noticed normally on Ascension, where they'll go down quite easily and all of a sudden take 2 Thundergun shots to kill each one, and I've always hated the Space Monkeys because of this. Since they steal your perks and become tanks, it's one of the only things making me rank Ascension so low. But the plus side to them here though is the fact that they're much quicker than normal rounds, only lasting about 2 to 3 minutes. At this point the rounds were starting to get ridiculously long, as round 31 took 19 minutes of pure knifing, and I can say I was starting to get tired and my brain was getting sidetracked this whole time. The entire round was done with me on autopilot, and the time for me when I was doing this challenge was about 2:30 AM, and my brain definitely went mushy playing this game. Also, this game was back to back from another game I attempted previously, so I had been playing for about 5 hours straight. I did take a 10-minute break, but the damage to my brain was already done. However, the madness did end halfway through round 32, and I was actually pretty relieved. This challenge was probably the worst one I've ever attempted, and I'm just glad that it was over. I could actually go to sleep now. I planned to go to round 35, but by round 28, the rounds got so long and I could confidently say round 28 was the halfway point. And this challenge was actually pretty fun in the beginning. I quite enjoyed it, but it took a massive nosedive at round 17. And when the rounds just felt so long and so drawn out, and I know Russian did do this challenge not long before I did, but I did ask him, granted I asked him about doing his no kill challenge, but he got back to me and he said I can do any challenges. And I know he's not the first one to come up with any of these challenges, but he's the one I got the idea of, so I feel obligated to ask anyway. And I just didn't want to seem like I was leeching off him, considering the fact that I'm newer and obviously I'm going to want attention and views. I did some maths and I got 1,106 kills this game, and with the later round zombies taking about 8 to 9 knives a zombie, I can average it about 5 knives a zombie. Keep in mind the knives I did earlier rounds before I got the sickle, and I can say I did around about 5,530 presses of the thumbstick. That doesn't include my previous games as well. And I did check to change my controls, but none of them really suited me. The best one I really found was changing the knife button to B, which just felt awkward and uncomfortable. I also wanted to address something about the zombies community that I forgot to mention earlier, and that's the people who do reaction videos. And I do get how it can grow channels, but most people aren't even reached out to, and most people don't gain subscribers. The only thing about it is that they are robbed of views that they otherwise would receive. And I do want to personally say I am fine with my content being reacted to, considering the fact that I don't get many views anyway, so it's only ever a positive in the zombies community. But I do want to say that, however, I am fine with my content being reacted to, but it doesn't mean I agree with the concept of reaction content. And it is a plague, in my opinion, on the zombies community. Apart from all that stuff, I do hope you enjoyed the video, and a like or comment would be greatly appreciated, since any signs of life in this YouTube channel will allow me to put more time in and hopefully improve my content. And if you have any challenges you want me to do, please let me know, or if you've got any criticisms that can help me improve my videos, don't be scared to let me know, since I know my videos are far from being perfect, but at the minute I'm still learning how all this works. But apart from all that, I really do hope you enjoyed, and well, see ya.